Today, I have something personally very exciting for me. And that is the 2024 Gyropalooza annual mystery box. And the reason this is personally exciting for me is I have actually never done a Gyropalooza mystery box before. Actually, I've never done any mystery box before, and this will be my first one. I've been playing disc golf for a good bunch of years now at this point, but I just never got to doing a mystery box before. So this is my first one. Pretty excited. From what I understand, these are very popular within the community and are actually a pretty good bang for your buck. I think it's right around $10 per disc. I think there's 11 discs in here. It actually says on the side that I'm showing to you right here, they have one proto neutron balance. That's the new Simon Lizotte mid-range. I think it's kind of like a rock. It's like a beaded mid-range, which I don't know if MVP really has a beaded mid-range, not that I know of at least. A total Eclipse Vanish, no idea what that is. And then we have an Eclipse Parachute, that's like the glitch adjacent disc, I believe. 2 assorted R2 neutron discs and 6 Lab second discs. If you've been watching my In the Bags over the past few years, I've become a big fan of some of MVP's discs, in particular some of their putters and their mid-ranges. So I'm really excited to try some of these out. In addition to this unboxing video, tomorrow I'll also be uploading a little challenge I'm gonna do with a friend of mine, throw in all these discs and getting to know them. So be on the lookout for that as well. Anyway, let's get right to it. Let's open this up and see what we got. By the way, if you like mystery boxes, if you like buying discs, you want to buy yourself some of these discs, you want to buy yourself a Gyropalooza box, head over to otbdisc.com, use code CHILI at checkout until the end of December to get free shipping with your order. Bang, look at that. Actually, I'm already seeing this this guy right here. Oh, and by the way, I mean, I'm sure many of you know this already, but there is a caveat to this mystery box. You can get a golden ticket to like go to the factory. I don't know what the deal with that is, honestly. It'd be cool if I got it. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently it's supposed to be on the balance. Maybe we'll go backwards. So I'm gonna start from the top here and go through them. So first of all, we have, yeah, this is definitely a Lab second right here. You got the Lab second stamp on there. We got a couple of imperfections in the plastic here. I don't know what this is. It feels like a 12 speed maybe. I honestly have no, oh, this is a Photon. It says Photon on the outside. That's the plastic. Okay, well, I just don't know what this is. Feels cool. I kind of like how it feels, honestly. It's got like, it's pretty flat, not like board flat, but like a neutral flatness. I haven't thrown really any high-speed disc from MVP, so this will be interesting. Next up, it seems like we have a mid-range, another Lab second mid-range. This feels super weird. Oh yeah, and what's the weight on this? Does it have a weight on it? It doesn't even have a weight on it, so I'll have to measure that myself, I suppose. This one's 174. This is an Axiom disc. This is a Trance. Oh, okay. So this is a Photon. Oh, I got Proton and Photon mixed up. So this is a Photon. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, this is an 11.5 minus 1 2.5. Okay, so it's kind of like pretty similar to like a Drive or like a Wraith. Interesting. I am actually excited to try that out. The next up, the mid-range, is a Trance. That's an 8.5 minus 2.1. So it's like a flippy 8-speed. This, I really thought this was a mid-range. It feels like a mid-range. It doesn't feel like an 8-speed, but I guess the gyro on there, that is a really, really bizarre feeling disc and looking disc. And of course you can tell you got some little imperfections in there, being a Lab second. Okay, next up, got another, this seems like a faster disc than the one we just had. We got a little bit of orange on the inside and the outside, 165. Okay, this is a time lapse. So you have a lightweight neutron time lapse, looks like. I'd be curious what the Lab second time lapse is. I wonder what run this is, if this is the run they came out with when these first came out, or if it's a newer run, and if it's lighter, if it's gonna be as overstable. So this will also be interesting to try out. It's also kind of domey, which is interesting. Maybe that's why it's a Lab second. I don't really know, or it's got a little bit of weird smudginess on it. Next up, we have what looks to be an Eclipse disc. And I don't know if this is part of the disc, but it's got like, oh, okay, I think those are like moons on the Eclipse disc. I didn't know they did that. This feels like a really deep putter. 172 grams. Axiom, looking for, oh, this is an Envy. Okay, I don't know why it feels so deep. I've actually never owned an Eclipse Envy before, so this will do it for me. 172, that should be usable. Eclipse Envy, classic. It does feel like deeper than my other Envies, I feel like. I should have an Envy behind me somewhere, I think. This is the Eagle Envy. I guess it feels kind of the same. It does feel a little bit deeper though. Interesting. Next up, we got another driver. Seems to be a higher speed. Some leftover plastic shavings. This is 168. Nice little Halloween looking colors. Black rim, orange center. This is a Tesla. I actually think I know what a Tesla is. I think that is very similar flight numbers to like an Undertaker. Yup, exactly the same flight numbers as an Undertaker. Similar, I guess same flight numbers also is the CD1, which is in my bag. I've heard the Tesla is actually pretty overstable, so I'd be interested to try this out and put it in my bag as a replacement for that. If I can beat it in a little bit and have it be like less stable than my Thunderbird, but more stable than like a beat up CD1, maybe? I don't know. It's worth trying out. I've heard good things about the Tesla. It's also quite flat. Quite flat. Next up, we're looking at a mid-range, I believe. This is 173, and this is a Simon line something. Oh, this is the balance. Okay. This is a Lab second balance. So we have two balances. We got a Lab second balance, and then we're gonna get the balance that comes with the box. Interesting. So this is like, yeah, it is a beaded mid-range. I guess kind of feels like a rock. I think it's supposed to be relatively stable. It has a little bit of dome to it, like not like board flat. Could be an interesting mid-range, and we have two to try out now. Next up, we have another putter. This is an ohm, R2 ohm. I like this color scheme. This black on white may be really difficult to find, but I really like how it looks. That's a 171. And what even is R2 neutron? I don't even know what that is, honestly. Okay, it's like the reusable plastic. I got it, okay. And what is the ohm flight numbers? I've never thrown an ohm before. I don't even know if I know many people that throw ohms. 2501, okay, so it's kind of similar to a Pilot, I guess. Really glidey. I've thrown a Pilot before. I threw a Cosmic Neutron, I believe, Pilot in my putter video, and it was not glidey and not understable. It's so much more overstable than I expect when I throw it. The ohm though, maybe I'll like this. I want to throw this just because it looks so cool. I think we're on to our next R2 disc here, a Defy. Oh, this is nice too. I like the black inside and then the nice accented outside. We have the ohm here, which has got that nice white rim, white text, and then we have the Defy, got a nice rainbow text here, and that green, sort of like neon green, yellow, a little bit of orange in there outside. This is a 166 gram Defy. Feels like a 13 speed if I were to guess. Let's look it up. 11.5 minus 1.3, pretty much a Wraith. Actually, should be really interesting to see how that pairs up to the Photon. Photon and Defy seem like they're pretty similar. Let me know how different these are from one another. Interestingly, this doesn't have any weight listed on it, but I'm assuming they're pretty similar in weight. This is 166. This also feels potentially a little bit light. R2 Defy, interesting. And then I think we're on to, so now we have the Gyropalooza molds. This is a Vanish, and this is the Total Eclipse Vanish, right? We're gonna get, where is it? Oh, I opened the box on it. Total Eclipse Vanish, Eclipse Parachute, and then Proton, what did that say? Proto Neutron Balance. Interesting, you can kind of see where the mold is. Like there's a little, or I don't know if that's just the gyro, it being Total Eclipse. I don't think I've had a Total Eclipse disc before, except for my I do have the Lazadal Hex. I guess, yeah, it does have that spot where the gyro is on it, but it's a bit more pronounced on the Vanish, it seems. I like that stamp, though. Pretty cool stamp. Lots of stuff going on. Fun. And what is a Vanish? Also, what is this weight? This is 175. It's max weight. Maybe I was just missing out. I haven't actually heard of the Vanish before, though. 11.5 minus 3.2. Okay. I think I'm aware of a disc that's similar flight numbers, but it's like a flippy, high-speed driver. Could be a potential roller disc. It doesn't feel like it's actually going to be that understable. I think this could be like similar to a Shrike, honestly, like a slower Shrike, maybe a little flippier. I don't know. I'm actually kind of excited to try it out. Then we have the Eclipse parachute. Oh boy, 154, definitely lightweight. We got a nice, I don't know what that stamp is, astronaut Eugene Cernan. I don't know anything about that stamp, but it seems cool. It's got like a little quote on it. I haven't thrown this. What is the flight numbers for this? It's got to be like what? 1501, if I were to guess. 1700.5. Interesting. Well, there we go. Now I got my hands on a Vanish. We can do maybe a little video just on that and the balance and the other stuff. Did I say Vanish? I meant to say parachute. And then we have the digital Gyropalooza 2024. No bottom stamp, so no golden ticket. But this is the balance. Beautiful purple disc, purple outside, and a very cool stamp. I like that a lot. And potentially could make the bag. I don't know. I've been looking for a disc that fits between my Hex and my Pyro. And I did used to throw the Rock 3. I did used to throw the Rock. If this kind of is in that realm, I love MVP mid-ranges. They're getting a new mid-range that Simon helped make. It's got to be a banger, so I feel like I'm going to like it. But yeah, there we go. That is all the discs. Pretty good value, if you ask me. Which ones do I think will make the bag? Well, the Ohm, I think, has a small chance to find its way into my bag somehow. It seems like a really interesting disc. I've never thrown it before. Could be interesting. At the very least, it'd be fun to try out. We have both of the balances. I don't know if everyone got an R2 balance or if they just have a bunch of these. Oh, by the way, 173 on the R2, 175 on the main one. I'm guessing 175 is the max weight. I know some mid-ranges go up to 180, some go to 175. I'm assuming the balance goes to 175. I'm sure someone in the comments can correct me on that, but two balances to try out, one a little bit lighter. I guess we can compare the two. Could potentially make the bag. Parachute, I'm not particularly a fan of these types of discs. I don't really like throwing them, but I don't like throwing them in tournaments or like in a competitive environment, but it could be fun to mess around with. So then we have the Vanish. Could be a roller disc maybe, really flippy, something to try out. It'll at the very least be fun to use. Probably doesn't make the bag, similar to the parachute. Defy. I would say the Defy, any of these drivers that are kind of like similar to the Wraith or the Drive, have like maybe a 30 to 40% chance of making it in the bag, depending on how much I like them. I'd say one of the highest percent chances we have is the Eclipse Envy. This is a classic disc. I just never got my hands on one, and maybe it ends up flying really nice for me. And the Trance and the time lapse. I mean, I've thrown the time lapse before. You know, maybe this will be different. Should be interesting to try out. And the Trance doesn't really seem like a disc I would throw, but I'm interested to see how this flies. I don't know. Is it just me? Or I feel like this disc just looks weird. It looks like it should be a mid-range, but it's apparently an 8-speed. Maybe the gyro is just like playing tricks on me. It seems like it has more of a blunted edge, like more of a blunt rim that would make me think like 6-speed maybe, but not 8-speed. So anyway.
Also the Tesla, I forgot to mention that one.
There's my Gyropalooza box. No golden ticket, unfortunately. I hope you liked it. Stick around for tomorrow to see the challenge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.